everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Talks. I'm Ava.
And I'm Ryan. We are so happy you're joining us today.
How are you doing today, Ryan? You look very relaxed. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Thanks for asking. I actually spent the whole Sunday at the park. It was so sunny and peaceful. I just sat on a bench and read my book for 2 hours. It was perfect. How about you, Ava?
Oh, you know me. I can't sit still for 2 hours. I went to a new dance class in the city center. It was so high energy and loud. I loved it, but my legs are definitely a bit sore today.
A dance class? That sounds brave. I'm a terrible dancer. I think I would be too embarrassed to try that.
Oh, don't be silly. Everyone was a beginner. It was actually a lot of fun because I met some really cool people there. We all looked a bit confused by the steps together, so we laughed a lot.
That's the best way to spend a weekend, honestly. Meeting new people and trying something new.
Exactly. And it made me think about our listeners. We have so many people tuning in from all over the world.
We really do. It's amazing to see the comments from different countries. If you're enjoying these conversations and want to keep practicing English with us, you can subscribe and join us every week. We love having you here.
Yes, please do. It's like we're all one big group of friends practicing together.
Actually, Ava, what you said about your dance class is a perfect start for our topic today. You met new people while doing a hobby.
That's true. Today, we are talking about making friends in a new place. It's something almost everyone has to do at some point, right?
Definitely. Whether you move to a new city for a job or move to a new country to study, or even just join a new club in your own town, it can be a bit scary.
Scary. It's terrifying, Ryan. Well, for some people. I'm quite talkative, but even I get nervous when I walk into a room where I don't know anyone.
I'm the opposite. I'm much more quiet. I usually stand in the corner and wait for someone to talk to me.
Ryan, you can't just stand in the corner. You have to break the ice.
Break the ice. That's a great phrase. To break the ice means to say or do something to make people feel more relaxed when you first meet them.
Right, like asking a simple question. So, Ryan, if you were at my dance class and you were feeling shy, what would you say to the person standing next to you?
I would probably start with something very simple. I'd say, "Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm new here. Is this your first time at this class?"
That's perfect. I'm new here is such a useful sentence. It explains why you might look a bit lost or nervous. People are usually very kind when they know you are new.
I agree. Most people want to be helpful. But tell me, Ava, have you ever moved to a completely new city where you didn't know a single person?
I have. 5 years ago, I moved to a city 4 hours away from my family. I didn't have any friends there. I remember sitting in my new apartment on the first night thinking, what have I done? I'm so lonely.
That feeling of being lonely is very common. It means feeling sad because you're alone or don't have friends nearby. How did you change that?
Well, I realized that friends don't just knock on your door. You have to go out and find them. So I started going to a local coffee shop every morning before work.
The same one?
The exact same one. I became a regular. That means a person who goes to a place often. After a week, the barista, the person who makes the coffee, knew my name. Then I started seeing the same people there every day.
Did you talk to them?
At first, just a smile and a good morning. Then one day, a woman was reading a book I liked. I just said, "Oh, I love that author. Is that book good?"
Wow, you just jumped right in.
I did, and we ended up talking for 10 minutes. Now, she's one of my best friends.
That's a great story. It shows that making friends often starts with very small steps, just a hello or a comment about a book.
What about you, Ryan? You said you're shy. How do you make friends when you're in a new place?
I usually use my hobbies. I love playing chess and I love hiking. When I moved here, I joined a hiking group online. We met every Saturday morning to walk in the mountains.
Did that make it easier because you were all doing an activity?
Much easier. You don't have to look at each other the whole time. You're walking and looking at the trees, so it feels more natural to talk. You can ask things like, "How long have you lived here?" Or, "Do you know any other good hiking paths?"
How long have you lived here is such a classic question. I use that one all the time. It's a great way to start a conversation because the other person can tell you about the city.
And if they say they are also new, you immediately have something in common. You can say, "Me too. I'm still trying to find a good grocery store."
Exactly. By the way, to our listeners, have you ever moved to a new place? Was it easy or difficult for you to make friends? We'd love to hear your stories in the comments.
Yes, please share. We can all learn from each other. You know, Ava, sometimes the cultural differences make it interesting too.
Oh, definitely. In some cultures, people are very open and will invite you to their house for dinner almost immediately.
And in other places, it takes a long time. People might be very polite, but it stays professional or formal for months.
That can be frustrating if you are trying to make deep connections. I remember when I traveled to a different country last year, I tried to start a conversation with someone on the bus, and they looked at me like I was a bit crazy.
Oh no. In some cities, talking to strangers on a bus is just not done.
I learned that very quickly. I felt a bit awkward. That's a good word for learners. Awkward. It describes a situation that feels uncomfortable or slightly embarrassing.
I feel awkward quite often, especially when I'm trying to speak a new language. I'm always worried I'll say the wrong thing.
But that's the thing, Ryan. Most people don't care if you make a mistake. If you are friendly and you smile, they will understand.
That's true. Actually, if you are learning English and you want to meet people, telling them I'm practicing my English is a great way to start. It makes people want to help you.
I love that. I'm practicing my English. Could you tell me where the library is? It's a double win. You get directions and a conversation.
And if the conversation goes well, you can use one of my favorite phrases, "Would you like to grab coffee sometime?"
Grab coffee. I love that expression. It doesn't mean you are literally grabbing the cup with your hands and running away. It just means to go and drink coffee together.
Right. It's very casual. It's not a date or a big commitment. It's just 20 minutes of chatting.
It's much less pressure than saying, "Will you be my friend?"
Please don't say that to a stranger. That would be very awkward.
Wait, Ryan, I have a question. What if you meet someone at work? Is it different making friends at the office?
I think so. At work, you see the same people every day. You start by talking about the small stuff.
Small talk, right?
Exactly. Small talk is conversation about things that aren't very important, like the weather or the weekend. For example, "Did you see the game last night?" Or, "The coffee machine is broken again, isn't it?"
Oh, complaining about the coffee machine is a classic way to make work friends. Shared problems bring people together.
It really does. Then, after a few weeks of small talk, you might ask, Are you going to the lunchroom? Mind if I join you?
Mind if I join you? That's a very polite way to ask to sit with someone.
And if they say yes, you have 30 minutes to talk about more than just work. You can ask about their family, their pets, or what they do for fun.
I think having a work friend makes the day go by so much faster. It makes the new place feel like home.
Speaking of home, if these conversations are helping you feel more at home with the English language, you can subscribe and listen to more episodes like this. We have plenty of topics to help you practice.
We really do. Ryan, I just remembered something funny. When I first moved to my new apartment, I tried to be friends with my neighbor.
Oh, what happened?
I saw him carrying a lot of grocery bags, so I ran over and said, "Let me help you with those."
That's very kind of you.
Well, I was so excited to be helpful that I grabbed the bag too quickly and a carton of eggs fell out and broke right on his shoes.
Oh no, Ava, that is the definition of awkward.
I felt terrible. I was apologizing so much. I'm so sorry. I'm new here. I'm just trying to be a good neighbor.
Did he get angry?
Actually, he started laughing. He said, "Well, I guess I don't need to cook an omelet anymore." We've been friends ever since. Every time I see him, he asks if I want to carry his eggs.
That's a perfect example. Sometimes a mistake or a funny situation is the best way to start a friendship. It breaks the formality.
Formality, that's a big word. It means when things are very serious and follow strict rules.
Exactly. Humor breaks that formality. It makes you feel like real people instead of just neighbors or coworkers.
So, Ryan, let's summarize some of the best ways to meet people in a new place for our listeners.
Sure. First, I would say join a club or a group, whether it's a sport, a hobby like photography, or an English conversation group.
Second, be a regular. Go to the same park, the same cafe, or the same gym. People will start to recognize your face.
Third, don't be afraid to say, "I'm new here." It's a very powerful sentence. It invites people to help you.
And fourth, ask open questions. Instead of questions that have a yes or no answer, ask things like, "What do you like to do in this city?" Or, "How did you get started with this hobby?"
Those are called open-ended questions because they open up a longer conversation.
Open-ended. I like that. It sounds like a door opening.
It really is. And remember, everyone feels a little bit shy. Even people who have lived in a city for a long time can be looking for new friends.
That's a good point. You might think you were the only one who is lonely, but there are many people who would love to have a coffee and a chat.
Exactly. It just takes one person to be brave and say hello.
Wait, Ryan, we should talk about introductions. When you meet someone new, you usually tell them your name, but what else should you say?
Well, it depends on the situation. If it's professional, you might say your job title. But if it's casual, like a party or a park, you can just give a little bit of information about why you were there.
Like, "Hi, I'm Ava. I'm a friend of the host." Or, "Hi, I'm Ava. I just moved into the building next door."
Right. It gives the other person something to talk about. If you say you just moved in, they can ask where you moved from.
Where are you from is probably the most common question for English learners.
It is, and it's a great one. Even if you were from the same country, you can talk about different cities or towns.
I also like to ask, "What brings you here today?" It's a bit more formal, but it works well at events or meetings.
What brings you here basically means, why are you here?
Right, it's very useful. Ryan, do you think it's harder to make friends as an adult than it was when we were children?
100%. When you're a child, you just walk up to someone on the playground and say, "Do you want to play with this truck?" And boom, you're best friends for life.
It's so true. As adults, we think too much. We worry about what the other person thinks of us. We worry if we are being annoying.
We overcomplicate things. We should try to be a bit more like children. Just be curious and friendly.
I agree, and don't be discouraged if the first person you talk to doesn't become your best friend. Friendship takes time.
To be discouraged means to lose hope or feel like giving up. Don't give up. It's a numbers game. The more people you say hello to, the more chances you have to find a great friend.
A numbers game. That means the more you try, the more likely you are to succeed. I like that.
By the way, if you're finding this conversation helpful, don't forget to subscribe. We talk about social situations, daily life, and all sorts of things to help your English stay natural.
Actually, Ryan, I have a little challenge for our listeners today.
A challenge. I love challenges. What is it?
I want everyone listening to think of one place in their town where they could meet someone new. Maybe a library, a park, or a community center.
And then?
And then I want them to practice their introduction, just in their head or out loud in front of a mirror. Say, "Hi, I'm your name. I'm new here. How are you today?"
That's a great challenge. It builds confidence. Confidence is that feeling that you can do something well without being too nervous.
Exactly. The more you practice saying it, the easier it will be when you actually meet someone.
I think I need to practice that too. Maybe I'll go to your dance class next week, Ava.
Really? Ryan, I would pay to see that.
Hey, I might surprise you. I might be a natural.
Well, if you come, I'll introduce you to everyone. I'll say, "This is my friend Ryan. He's a bit shy, but he's a great hiker."
That sounds like a perfect introduction.
You know, another thing that helps is body language.
Oh, that's important. Body language is how we communicate without words, using our face, our hands, and how we stand.
Right. If you are standing with your arms crossed and looking at the floor, people might think you don't want to talk.
But if you smile and have an open posture, you look much more approachable.
Approachable. That means you look like someone who is easy to talk to.
I always try to smile, even if I'm nervous. It makes me feel better, and it makes the other person feel better too.
It's true. A smile is the same in every language. It's the universal sign of being friendly.
We've covered a lot today, Ava, from coffee shops to breaking eggs on neighbors' shoes.
Please don't break eggs on your neighbor's shoes, listeners. It worked for me, but I wouldn't recommend it as a strategy.
No, definitely not.
So, as we start to wrap up, Ryan, what's your biggest piece of advice for someone who just moved to a new place today?
My biggest advice is be patient with yourself. It's okay to feel lonely for a little while. It's okay if your first few conversations are short. Just keep trying.
That's lovely. And my advice is say yes to invitations. If a coworker asks if you want to eat lunch together, say yes. If a neighbor invites you to a block party, say yes, even if you feel a little tired or shy.
To say yes opens doors.
Exactly. You never know which yes will lead to a lifelong friendship.
Well said, Ava.
Before we go, we want to hear from you. What is a good way to meet people in your country? Is it common to talk to strangers, or is it better to be introduced by a mutual friend?
A mutual friend, that's a friend that two people both know.
That's often a very safe way to meet new people.
Tell us in the comments. We read all of them, and it's so interesting to learn about your cultures.
It really is. Well, I think that's all for today's episode of Everyday English Talks.
We hope you enjoyed this conversation and learned some useful phrases for your next hello.
Don't forget to try Ava's speaking challenge. Practice your introduction today.
Yes. Hi, I'm Ava. I'm new here. Simple and perfect.
And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel so you can keep practicing English with us.
Thank you so much for listening and practicing with us. You are doing a great job with your English.
Keep practicing, keep being brave, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye.